Hi Cancer, welcome to your month ahead tarot for September 2019 with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you helped me hit the 40,000 mark. I'm so truly grateful and so humbled. So thank you for that, my Lunar brothers and sisters. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you are not on my mailing list, which is also the link is in the description box below, you're not getting the Monday Magic Tarot Tidbit, which is a motivational message from me and the tarot to get you fired up for the week ahead. And also, I am doing a winter solstice alignment activation session on the 21st of December that's going to get you fired up for the year ahead, and it's going to be awesome. I have to let you know now because spaces are already going fast and they are very limited. If you want to get on that and you want to be a part of it, you can do so in the description box below. I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. I should have said us because, as many of you know, I am a Cancer moon sign. Nearly. All right, so let's have a look at your actions and interactions with the world at large. What are you doing this month, Cancer? And this month you get the Knight of Swords, right? So you're charging in, you're going in, all guns blazing. Now, usually when I see this card, I say to people, oh, you know, don't rush in too quickly, take your time with it, you know, work through it, be slow, be methodical. But it looks like even if I told you that this month, you wouldn't listen to me, right? You'd just be like, you know what, Raph, usually, yeah, thanks, but no thanks, right? Not today, Raph. So you've got the Knight of Swords, right? And this basically says that you are charging ahead with something, you're forging ahead with something, you're not holding back anymore. This is about you saying to yourself, you know what, I know where I want to be, I know where it is that I'm heading, and I'm going to take direct action to get myself there. Now, the Knight of Swords is a card of haste. Sometimes it can be doing things very fast, sometimes even aggressive, right? And if you come across that way to people, maybe just check the... you know, I'm not saying take away the momentum, because the momentum and the passion and the vigor that you've got, like, it's like you're going for something this month and you don't care what or who kind of stands in your way. That is a really powerful energy. Keep it. What I will say to you is find a way to be diplomatic through that energy, to say, look, you know what, I'm still going to do this. It's about not justifying yourself, but letting people know, keeping people in the loop. So if you suddenly pull a 180, everybody's not like in the car. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would say to them, I'm going to turn now, it's probably going to be a bit sharp, but you know what, hang on, and we'll be all right. You know, so that way everybody knows to hang on, rather than just you flip the car around and everyone else is like, oh my God, like, you know, you're trying to kill us. Just to give you a little bit of humour, but you kind of get my drift with it. This month your actions and interactions are taking a very fast turn. You're being decisive and very determined about where it is that you're heading and what it is that you're doing. So your money and materials this month, you've got the Fool card. This is the reset. You get a reset button when it comes to your finances, right? You do have this next to the Knight of Swords, so I would like to say to you, when it comes to finances, you can take some calculated risks, you can take some calculated risks, but don't be reckless, right? I mean, when it comes to the Fool card, new things, new places, new people, new energy is coming in through the finances. This is giving you the power and the energy to create what it is that you want when it comes to finance. You want more money, you can do that. You want more abundance, you can do that. And it looks like you're charging ahead with it, like you're saying, right, you know what, whatever it's going to take to get me more of these things, that's what I want to do more of. Which is great. You know, you're sowing that seed out into the universe. And the Fool card is about taking calculated risks. It asks you to be a bit braver, to be a bit bolder, to go out there and do something when it comes to your money. Because you've got it next to the Knight of Swords though, if it's like a get rich quick scheme, if somebody offers you like, oh, you know, if you put this in, you know, you'll get that out. No. right? This is not a month for you to invest in anything in that respect. Keep your personal money where it is, and just be smart with it. Keep it, keep it tied. Um, and like if you've got a guarantee and you've got it in writing and you're going to be all right, then please feel free, go for it. But just keep your wits about you, because this month you've got the energy there to create the things that you want. And sometimes it does, sometimes to create the things that we want, it does take a bit of a risk, it does take a bit of a gamble, and you've got the guts and the energy to go for it this month, which is fantastic. Just don't be reckless, be brave, be bold, but don't be reckless. There's a difference between the two. So your communications with the world at large, you've got the Hermit card. So things are taking a bit of a slowdown this month when it comes to communication. It's almost like there's something saying to me, you're going back to the drawing board. It's almost like you're saying to yourself, right, okay, I know where I'm heading, I know what I want to do, but when it comes to communication, you're bringing things back slightly. It's almost like you're scaling them back, and a big part of that is because you're on your own mission at the moment, and people might not necessarily understand that. Well, they'll understand that you're on your own mission, but they might say, oh, well, how come I'm not included? And it's like, well, I'm going on this track, and I've got a very specific timeline. So communications looks like it's slowing down this month. It looks like you're not being as interactive with the world, as you probably usually are, but that's okay. Spending time alone is really, really important. Right, being okay with being alone is really, really important. And I notice, not to badmouth the millennials and stuff, because I'm a millennial, but I'm okay with my own company. I can sit in silence without having to reach for the phone, without having the TV on, without having the radio on. I'm very good at being self-contained. And I notice, especially with young people, they can't just enjoy the silence. They can't just have that quiet. And that's really, really important, because when you do that, you get insight. And that comes through on a personal level. So if things slow down when it comes to communications this month, you find that you're not being so social butterfly-y or interactive, that's fine. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong. If anything, if you take that time, the insight that you'll be able to gain from it will be really powerful. So your heart and half sector, you've got the Three of Wands. So in your personal relationships, when it comes to those of you that are partnered, this is about you guys being together. This is about you guys traveling together, or making plans to travel together, to say, you know what, we want to spend some time as a couple away from everybody else, right? This is some us time, or some we time, right? Which is beautiful. For those of you that are single, it suggests that off the beaten track, or out of your usual comfort zone, is where you're going to find love, right? It could be possibly with somebody that's quite stoic. But it could also be, because you've got the Hermit card there, and then you've got the Three of Wands, it could very likely be that you find yourself in a place that's very unfamiliar territory to you. And when you get there, when you're in that space, the chances are you will meet somebody that's very, that's very different to what you might usually go for, very different to what you might usually be experiencing, or even choose to go for, which is always a good thing. Sometimes when we get out of our own boxes and labels and all the rest of it, life opens up in a really big way, and it looks like you're charging ahead this month. You're like, yes, I'm going, I'm off, don't worry about me. First week of the month, you've got the Emperor card. This is really interesting, because the Emperor card keeps coming up in this position. So I wonder what's happening in the first week of September for everybody. It looks like we might be seeing something happen on the wider world stage, on the wider global stage. We might see we might see something happening with authorities, with with the law, with police officers, with demonstrations and marches and stuff. We might see something of that nature. But for you personally, sorry, I had to put that in there because I was like, this keeps happening, so I'm paying attention to that. This is about you becoming the authority. With that Knight of Swords there, you are charging in. You're not having any of it. You are making your decisions, and it's like you're saying to yourself this week, I will be heard. I will be noticed, I will be seen, I will not be silenced, right? You're doing your own thing for yourself. You're living your truth this week, this month, but also this first week of the month, you're like, yes, you know what, I know what I want, I know where I'm going, I'm making things happen, I'm going to do that, you know, I'm going to use my energy to make the things that I want tangible. The second week of the month, you've got the Strength card, right underneath the Fool, which I really like actually, because the Fool has a very Aquarian element to it, and the Strength card has a very Leonine element to it. So this second week of the month, and also enhancing your finances, it suggests that this week, listen into what it is that you truly want, right? So don't just set out and say, right, I just want to make money. What do you want that money for? Define it, make it specific, be specific about what it is that you want. Start to, maybe now is the time to make some affirmations. Maybe now is the time for you to really get, you know, hone in and be specific on what it is that you want. And the way that you're going to do that is by listening to your heart, listening to that deep part of you that says, this is what I want. When you go after what it is that you truly want with the kind of energy that you're generating this month, that's when you get it. That's when you really start to see the results that you want in life, because you've got all that energy and, you know, it's like, you know, I'm going for it. Channel that. And channel it through the heart space so that you start to manifest the things that you want, right? When you're specific about your focus and your intent, and you add this kind of energy and power to it, who can deny you, right? Your third week of the month, you've got the Sun card. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There's going to be a lot of illumination happening on the internal plane this month. You will probably find that you're having the most amazing insights into your previous problems, previous issues. Write them down. This is a month for you to put pen to paper when it comes to communications. It looks like you're highlighting this as well. And what I like about it, it's almost like people will say, oh, you know, we haven't seen you much this month, or, you know, you haven't been very active this month or whatever. And it's like you're saying to yourself, you know what, I don't need to be. And it's like, rather than speaking a lot, you will just speak quality. Do you know what I mean? Like, your words this month are all about quality rather than quantity. You're saying things that matter. You're speaking when it matters rather than just kind of speaking for the sake of it. And then finally, the fourth week of the month, you've got the World card, right? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is where you're leveling up. For those of you that are partnered, you and your partner are definitely traveling this month. You're definitely going to see a different part of the world, or even a different part of the place that you live in. It looks like something about your relationship is being solidified this month as well. For those of you that are single, or you know, hovering around somebody, or have somebody hovering around you, this is very likely where that starts to become something real. This is where it will become something tangible this week. You know, this last week of September is where you start to see it fuse, where, you know, it becomes something real or something tangible, which is really exciting. All right, so your key to the month is the Ace of Cups. I mean, that's stunning. The power of your heart, the power of love. Your wishes are going to be fulfilled this month. And the only thing that I will say to you, you've got all of this energy, this drive, you're going for it this month. Just remember who you are in all of that, right? Cancer does have a tough shell, but soft, squidgy middle. And I know that because I'm a Cancer moon sign. So, you know, in the depths of who I am, I can be a real softie, right? And so the Ace of Cups is basically saying, is your key to the month, have the strength, have the gusto, you know, do your thing, speak your truth, live your life, be seen, be noticed, right? Be strong, be powerful, but remember that at the center of who you are, at your heart space center, that is where the true power of Cancer lies, right? That's where the true power of what it means to be a Cancerian actually is. And look at that. I mean, you've got the Ace of Cups right over the Strength card. And as I look at that, I'm like, yeah, right? Because the Strength card is your heart. It's what you truly desire and who you truly are in the core of your being. And then you've got the Ace of Cups to say what you want in that space has a chance to flourish and to grow now, right? And as long as you remember to come from that place, you can use all of this energy to create anything that you want to see in the world. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. It looks really great. Let me know how it shapes up for you in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.